Yo, cadre. Gotta get going, gotta get to work. I just had a thought this here. I'm using a Nordic shaving company birch soap. Highly recommend it if you like the smell of wood. It's one of those that it's not wood and spices and it's just like fresh cut wood. I like those scents. If they do it well, if they replicate the scent well, then I think one note is good because it's like they're showing off. Maybe they just bought like one scent. Maybe it's the easiest thing to do. It's like, yeah, we bought birch, put it in our soap. Well, whatever. I enjoy it. Anyway, and I'm working. I've got a senior nursing student I'm working with, and today she's coming in for what will be her last day. I'm not on the floor with patients, so they're like in their leadership class and paired up with hospital leaders and such. And I was thinking about her last day and what we're going to be doing today and stuff, and a couple of things. But what most struck me is for almost my whole career, I kind of felt like I have not been a nurse that long. Like, you hit these nurses, and I've been a nurse my whole life and decades. And because I went to college initially out of high school for something completely different. So spent my time doing that, and then just went out in the working world for years, and then started over in nursing school. So I was like one of those older, I wasn't like 40, but I wasn't fresh out of high school and stuff like that. And I always felt like, in terms of years of seniority or whatever, that I was always a little bit behind, those that just went right into it. I guess it doesn't matter, but but I just realized that this will be my 25 years of being a nurse, which, okay, I guess I've been a nurse a while now. Now I feel like I can say I've been a nurse for a while. So it'll hit, I guess, whenever, so after you graduate, I think most people know this. After you graduate nursing school, you're still not a nurse, right? You get your degree or whatever your several 2-year degree, 4-year degree, whatever program you're in, and then you have to take a nationalized, it's not a national, a state test, the State Board of Nursing for each state. You gotta, I guess it is the same. It is a national test. It's just you pass the test in one state, you're only a nurse in that one state, and then you'd have to apply each state individually. Although some are, what do they call it, like this? Where you just give them, no, they're more like this. You just give them the money, and then they say, oh, boom, you're a nurse here too, because you're a nurse in that state. Reciprocal. They're reciprocal. But remembering that whole process and it's been a long time since I worked with a student. I used to, when I was on the floor taking care of patients, I loved the students and loved the new grads, and because I think I would have loved being a nursing instructor. The problem is with any kind of teaching, the pay sucks. And I even thought the school I just graduated from, no, not just, but the last one where I got my master's, sent out an email, and they're looking for some clinical instructors, which is where when the nurses are out at hospitals doing their rotations, the school's got somebody there to kind of oversee them and be a resource and all. That would be fun, but of course it's like, it's during the day when I'm at work. So if you do like shift work, then you can always ask for like every Wednesday off or something, and you could do that. But it's a bummer, but it was refreshing because you forget as not even a nurse, you're in school, you're just that sponge, and you've had like very little or no experiences, and every little thing is like new and lot of stuff is like things that most non-medical people wouldn't know or couldn't have access to, and all that kind of stuff. And so just, taking a tour of the hallway and you see where engineering is, or the operating room space, and just all that stuff is new. And I think she's excited to see it. So I even gave her an option. Instead of this last day, she could write a paper for me, which would have been easier for her because her commute from where she lives to our hospital is not short. But she's like, no, I enjoy seeing this, being immersed in it. So should be fun. It's interesting. There's that whole you got families where I'm a nurse because they were a nurse and they were a nurse, but now you also hear like the whole like, I'm telling my kids don't ever be a nurse. It's like anyway, that's frustrating for me to hear. And I imagine that tends to be just from people that just have had one role their entire nursing careers, and only see it from one perspective. Because yes, there can be, I don't want to say toxic environments, but some environments that are better than others. You've got groups of coworkers that in some places are awesome and totally supportive and you work as a team, and other ones where they're not. And it can be frustrating when you have a busy day and you feel like people ain't got your back, and if there's high turnover, stuff like that. Then you'd be like, you don't ever want to be part of this. But then if you work somewhere great, you'd be like, this job is awesome. You're like, caring for people, saving lives, getting paid for it. Depends where in the country you are. Some places don't get paid, just like teachers, nearly as well as they should for somebody who has your life in their hands. But there's also like so many. The student I have is actually in the reserves, so she's in the military and thinking about going into public nursing. Which all the nurses that would say don't get into it, because they don't like the situation they're in, probably have never experienced public nursing. And that's major kudos for her. Again, beginning of her career, so who knows where she'll land. But that's the same thing as like being a teacher, that the pay compared to in-hospital nursing is much less. But it's you got that opportunity as a nurse to do totally different. You go to the same school and you can be in the OR learning to do, getting your experience up, and then learning to do transplant surgery. Or, working out in the communities, making sure people have enough to eat and resources to see a physician and stuff like that. Just like doctoring, right? I mean, I'm sure the same, right? There's probably doctors that are in tough situations and work their butt off, and maybe they've been through a lawsuit and they're like, don't go into medical. And then you've got ones that like just love their patients and can't wait to get to work and all that stuff. And sometimes it's like, whoop-ha! This moment of power brought to you by Homebreed Barbershop, the sweetest smelling barbershop in Tucson. So that's all. It's just, I would say though, like, more than many careers, if you don't like the job that you have as a nurse, I wouldn't say the world is not every job is a nursing role, but you can do something completely different with the education you already have. So anyway, as I say, kudos to my student for even thinking about, public health nursing. That's, like I said, underpaid, highly needed type of a role. So what we did wood. So let's do this one. This, blue cedar. Oh, I had birch. So blue cedar and cypress We'll do the trifecta with the wood scents. Although this one, I don't know if it's... Well, this one doesn't last very long. It's a cheapie. It's a cheapie. That's all right. All righty. There you go. I'm off to save the world. See you in the forums.